Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic hypersonic.
Positronic hypersonic.
Positronic hypersonic.
I'm Barry P. Cook, and I'm here to talk to you about the season 2 premiere of The Walking Dead, Dead City, which was just released yesterday. The episode was called Power Equals Power, and as the character of the Doma has her people collect walkers, Ace Frehley's cover of New York Groove plays as methane flows through some pipes. Meanwhile, Maggie, Herschel, and Ginny, Negan's unofficially adopted daughter, return back to their little town after hanging out in the woods, and Maggie and Herschel reminisce a bit. Back in Manhattan, Negan wakes up in a cell and talks with his jailer, who slides him a plate of cockroaches, which he begins to eat, and it seems like he's been there for a year. Soon the Croat comes to talk to Negan, but Negan rebuffs him, and the Croat isn't pleased. Back at Maggie's town, the apparent governor of the territory introduces Pearlie Armstrong, the marshal from last season, who pitches restoring Manhattan to the crowd and seeks to draft some folks to the cause before a draft dodger with a criminal record is hung. Negan's taken to see the Doma, who wants to recruit the populations of nearby communities, also for the purpose of restoring Manhattan with his help, but he declines to help, prompting the Doma to threaten to harm his wife and son. Meanwhile, Armstrong talks to Maggie about her helping the cause of restoring Manhattan their way, which is really about trying to seize control of the methane, and she agrees to go if no one else from her community who doesn't want to go is drafted into the cause. In Manhattan, the Croat gives Negan an updated version of Lucille as he prepares to do the Doma's bidding. Skeptical that Maggie is all that, the governor puts her through an assessment before allowing her to go on the mission in place of 20 other people, which, of course, means that she had to fight a whole bunch of walkers. This prompts Ginny to volunteer to go as well, and she joins in against the walkers, much to Maggie's dismay, because of course she had promised Negan she would look out for Ginny and not let any harm come to her. In a cathedral in Manhattan, as organ music plays, Negan takes the stage before the people that the Doma wants to recruit. When a man named Christos interrupts Negan's pitch, he takes up Lucille 2.0, which has apparently been fitted with an electrical charge capability, which Negan demonstrates on Christos before others on stage demonstrate the power of their flamethrowers. Ginny and Maggie argue about Ginny going to Manhattan with her, and then Herschel says that he wants to go, which of course upsets Maggie, though he ends up staying behind and pores over drawings he made while he was in Manhattan. And that's where the episode ended. So I was a huge fan of The Walking Dead in the beginning, but it really fell off in the latter seasons, and I kind of just watched it to the end to see what they were going to do with it. I didn't care very much for The Walking Dead: A World Beyond, so that wasn't any great shakes. But I did really like both seasons of The Walking Dead: Daryl Dixon, and I did really like the first season of The Walking Dead: Dead City, because I like the Negan character a whole lot and the Maggie character a whole lot, and I really like their dynamic, and I like the idea of a walker-infested Manhattan. So I watched that show with great glee, and I did really like it. I thought they did some great character work. And I think there's potential for that to occur again in season 2, especially with Negan being forced back into the role of being Negan. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the season after seeing this episode, but I didn't really think very much of this episode. I can understand the motivations of the governor's people in that they want to control the methane that New York has, which it's cultivating from all the dead bodies, the zombies, the rotting zombies, the walkers. But I don't understand why they don't think they can just set up their own operation with walker corpses. So it's a little strange. And both the governor and the Doma seem to want to restore Manhattan to its former glory, which I think is just impossible. Maybe a section of it, a few streets, but the whole island is not possible. So just a little strange. And, I thought that this episode in particular was very contrived. Like they came up with bullshit reasons to put in scenes with walkers fighting with Maggie, right? Oh, let's test her to make sure, she's worthy of joining the cause and being so good at it that we don't have to recruit anybody else. It was just an excuse to get her to fight zombies and to put Ginny in temporary danger. So I thought that was very contrived. And, I don't understand either why the Doma found it so important to get Negan to try to recruit these communities into the effort. Like, what's so special about Negan? I mean, yeah, he had his own organization and it was kind of a unique thing, and he's, charismatic and all of that, and an effective leader. He can corral people and motivate people and so forth, but like, did it really require his particular brand of, what he does to recruit these people into helping with I thought it was kind of bullshit. Like, what's so special about Negan that they couldn't have done it without him? It just seems contrived to me. So I don't know. This season could turn out to be kind of not great unless they end up doing some good character work with Maggie and Negan as individuals and with Maggie and Negan as a duo. So hopefully they'll get into that, and the rest of the stuff will sort of just be background. But I also don't really care about the whole thing with Herschel. I don't, he's got some angst apparently or whatever. I don't care. I don't really care. And we didn't have to deal with him really last season because he was kidnapped. But now we have to deal with him. So I don't know. I'm not looking forward to that. So I liked last season. I love the characters. I'm going to continue watching it, but based on this first episode of season 2, I think maybe they shot their shot with season 1 and maybe should have left it. But that remains to be seen. Maybe it was just, I don't know, the sophomore funk having a shadow over the premiere episode. We'll have to see. But, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a joy to watch, especially when he's being Negan. So I don't know. I'll probably get some enjoyment out of it, but I'm not confident after this episode that it's going to be good like the first season was, but it remains to be seen. That's really all there's to say, so I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back with another video soon. Until I return, I wish you peace and long life.